Quarantine Stories is a podcast sharing the funny stories behind a memorable recipe. We will share the stories from teachers, chefs, comedians, everyday folks, and hope this will enlighten your day and bring a smile. Hopefully, these stories and recipes will inspire you and help create your own quarantine stories with your friends and family. I'm your host, Suzanne Carullo. In this episode, I'm honored to talk with John Jaramillo and others from the Hispanic Restaurant Association.
But one of the memories when you're talking about one of my favorite foods is I'm a 20-year military guy, U.S. Navy, but we were doing, somewhere in the ocean, and we surfaced. We were on a submarine, and we surfaced, and we had what you call a steel beach. So middle of nowhere, just kind of like, so what we, did you do? But it was, operationally, not doing anything. But we had some time before we pulled into port. And so we surfaced and we had a steel beach. So literally, at the time you don't think about it, but all the cooks do and all the chefs, they have all this stuff. We had steak, potatoes, and crab legs.
It's more than a school or restaurant. The HRA is creating real pathways for young Hispanic chefs and restaurant owners to actually get started through work for tuition programs, mentorship, and even help in securing grants. How many future chefs are out there right now just waiting for a chance to be the next José Andrés? He or she might just need someone to open the doors. We will have several podcast shows discussing the HRA program, and I cannot wait to share this fantastic podcast series with you. Come along and let's open the doors for others.
So I am so proud of John. Talk about legacy. He's the founder of HRA.
Yeah, the Hispanic Restaurant Association.
Yeah. And so I want to let John know and let everybody know and brag to him about all of his accomplishments. We are honored to have him in the Colorado area. Talk about, he was born in the San Gabriel de Cristo, New Mexico area, and he had a really warm and large family. And he relocated to Colorado young, and then he joined the Navy straight off. So he served 20 years traveling the globe. So I can imagine you have tons of stories.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
So we are just thrilled because when I was looking at John's list, talk about, this is something you would see in a president, somebody that's run with all the accomplishments. He founded the National Hispanic Restaurant Week, the association. He has secured $500,000 in DoorDash grants for 20 Hispanic-owned Colorado restaurants. He's official co-host State of Colorado Hispanic Heritage Month at the Governor's Mansion. He's hosted that. He's founder of the Hispanic Culinary Institute.
Correct.
And we'll let him talk about all this because there's so much. He's launched the Heritage Flame Catering, Anna's Cafe, Work in Lunchbox, and Nexo.
Yeah. Nexo, that's a network and exchange group. Our goal is to develop international trade through that.
Wow.
So
talk about, not only the founder of the Hispanic Restaurant Association, but look at all these achievements. You've also have, the 20 years Navy experience, that you've had organized leadership experience on top of that. And on top of everything else, I know you have quoted different things that you want to...
Right. The Latin Hispanic community makes up the majority of the food service industry in the U.S. They're effectively the backbone of it. My goal is to educate, elevate them, and give them just a voice to not only get promoted, but to influence the food culture. And that's what we do here at the Hispanic Restaurant Association, the Culinary Institute, and then in all the other things we do.
Wow, that's amazing. And we're just lucky and blessed that we have John in Colorado. There's so many people that I've met across my life that are inspirational, and you're one of them. Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Do I know this guy?
Well, I'm just impressed. And to give back to the community, most people don't do that. You're doing over and beyond giving back to the community by mentoring, having all the young students being
Right.
trained. That's just a really nice.
Well, thank you. But it's really, it's not just me. There's many other people. There's Chef Pablo. There's Drew, our chief technology officer. There's our all our chefs around the Denver area and Colorado, across the U.S. They really excel at what they do. They're the backbone. They're the ones that make me look good. They're the ones that help me accomplish the mission, and they're the ones that really are, like I said, they're the backbone of us. They're the backbone of the industry. My goal is to like give them a platform through advocacy, through training, through education, to where they can advance and do their own thing, be influential elsewhere, not just here.
Wonderful. Well, I know Corn Seed Stories, we always talk about our favorite recipe and the memories behind the recipe and share that with all the listeners. And also, it's on YouTube, so we will definitely display it.
Yeah, well, one of the things, yes, everybody loves to grill, smoke, charcoal, the fire, and a couple of the memories. But I'm like the golden retriever of food. Like, oh no, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. This is my favorite, because we all, you have your favorite time with your family, what you remember. You have your favorite time with your friends, where you're going to the mountains and cook out. You have your favorite time with your professions and corporate people. Just whatever. I just have so many. It's just, food is really the backbone of society and what we do and stuff like that. So, but one of the memories, when you're talking about one of my favorite foods, is I'm a 20-year military guy, U.S. Navy, but we were doing, somewhere in the ocean, and we surfaced. We were on a submarine, and we surfaced, and we had what would you call a steel beach. So middle of nowhere, just kind of like, so what did you do? But it was, operationally, not doing anything. So, but we had some time before we pulled into port. And so we surfaced and we had a steel beach. So literally, at the time you don't think about it, but all the cooks do and all the chefs, they have all this stuff. We had steak, potatoes, and crab legs.
Oh.
It was amazing. And so out in the middle of this ocean, nowhere, it's calm. You look around, you're like, there's no land in sight. Yeah, exactly. And they pull up charcoal. They pull up these grills. They're fired by charcoal.
Oh, wow.
And then all these steaks and all these potatoes and all these crab legs. And here we are literally in the middle of the ocean having what we call steel beach. The submarine is steel. And then, we're all like vampires. We're like blinded. It's so bright. And so, but that was one of my favorite memories, because the other part was, they turned the submarine, the captain, and we were like kind of surfing on the front of it, just kind of like, the dome part of the sonar dome has some materials that you can literally slide on.
Oh my goodness.
And so we just slid. We were kind of surfing, body
Kids,
surfing. And it's not like little kids. And we all looked like lobsters literally afterwards, because we hadn't been in the sun for a while. So that's one of my favorite memories. And then another one is just always when I'm hiking up in the mountains, as I climb in Colorado, food just tastes better after an arduous task, after refueling. So, but that's two. And then the other ones, I could name a dozen plus, just up in the mountains and stuff like that. So but I that's so fun for me that whenever I cook or grill, wherever I've lived, I've always been like, hey, just come on over, the neighbors and stuff like that. And I always buy all the steak and all the food, and I just cook it. And it's kind of fun.
Is there a favorite cut of steak that you like, or?
Now, once again, because of the industry I'm in, there's kind of, I love my tenderloins, I love my New Yorks, but that's what we expect as Americans. And so I like my medium rare.
Okay.
So there you go. And but recently is barbacoa with the Latin culture. That's just like Mexican barbecue. And so, but it's slow cooked, it's strong, it's flavorful. You get the Latin flavors in there, and that on with just, once again, mashed potatoes, because that's my favorite side, or mac and cheese and stuff like that. I would say that the barbacoa and Chef Pablo's barbacoa.
It's amazing. I've had it.
That's great. That's right. You did. You did.
It's
and
amazing.
It is, and he just has that unique. We have these large smokers out back. It's pretty cool. I mean, that's one of my favorites too.
And that's a whole day process at least.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
at least 14, 18 hours,
yes,
slow. Then he puts banana leaves in there. He puts all the onions, some of the spices from South America, Central America, Mexico, and it's just a slow cook.
Oh, wow.
And then it gives it all that unique flavor, pulls it out, and then back to the steaks, just salt and pepper. That's what I like.
Okay, well,
So-
that's what, well, I know some, that's what the basics are the best because then you
Right.
bring out the flavor of the steak. It's not
Right.
like you're overloaded.
Right, the steak talks for itself. The speaks for itself.
Yes. Is there any substitutes that you would have besides the mashed potatoes? I know steak is kind of hard to substitute,
Yeah.
but like the mashed potatoes, would you want another side? Like some people, they'll stuff their mashed potatoes with like bacon and cheese and all that stuff.
I like a little bit of sour cream in mine.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, with
that's
some
better.
little bit of cilantro and thrown
Ooh,
in there.
that's
So
nice.
yes,
I
exactly.
like that.
Just flavor profiles and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. There's a couple of spices, but salt and pepper, and that brings out the flavor of each ingredient.
I haven't tried cilantro with mashed potatoes and sour cream, but that sounds delicious.
Just a little bit. It is. I
Oh,
like it, but
yeah.
you really have to blend it up.
Oh, okay.
So
Like
that-
really
yeah,
mash it up.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
exactly. Get it really creamy.
That sounds unique. I'll have to try that. That's a
Okay.
unique thing and if you had to cook this meal, this steak, the mashed potatoes for anyone who's passed or alive, who would that be?
Well, there's two different things. You always wish you can cook for family members that pass. Okay, but then I always want to go back to some of my military buddies, that you served with, and just that was then, this is now. Just kind of reminisce about the good old days.
Yes.
I would say that. But from a historical perspective, I would say George Washington or Abraham Lincoln was, they really changed the course of history in our nation, and they had to make huge civilizational and consequential decisions. So, and I just like what do they think? What went through their head when they made these decisions that affected the course of history of the world?
Right.
And so one was at the founding of our nation, wow, pretty good. Well, I love our nation. That's a great country.
Mm-hmm.
And then Abraham Lincoln, he had to make the decisions to, during the Civil War.
Right.
So I just would want to shoot the breeze with them.
Yes. And then this year will be the 250th
I know.
anniversary.
Exactly.
Talk about, we wish we could AI them or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just we're going to do stuff with Adams County here. We're going to hopefully have a Mi Mesa Esta Mesa,
Oh.
which is my table is your table.
Oh, I love it.
So we did a couple of longer tables last year with downtown Denver, then the city of Littleton. The city of Littleton was my favorite because we got to completely take care of all the food and serve 4,000 people. It was amazing. It was hard, but it wasn't that easy. But because of our restaurants and our chefs and our community, they all pitched in. So it just wasn't us. It was 10 different restaurants, 10 different chefs, all the help. We had great help from Heritage High School, Latinos in Action. We had 100 volunteers from them.
Nice.
So we had 300 people helping us execute that. So it wasn't like oh my God, you're going to fall down. It was a well executed, fun plan, but it was so many different team members. And so, but the HRA was in charge of that food part, and the city of Littleton, Mike Gent, did a great job, and all the other people around it. So it was just great. But it was communities coming together, feed 4,000 people. We took over Main Street, downtown Littleton. They blocked everything off. And it was perfect weather. Perfect
rare.
people, perfect. I mean, it was one of those life moments. You're like, wow,
Take
we
it in.
we did this.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
it's just kind of cool. When I think about it, it just gives me that warm, fuzzy,
Yes.
sir.
So when is that event, the one that you're talking about, my table, your table?
Mi Mesa
So
Esta
this-
Mesa, meaning my table is your table. Our goal, I just made a proposal to the Adams County
sure.
Commissioners just last week.
Okay, so
And
be
so-
on the lookout.
Yeah,
on the
it will be
webpage.
in September.
September. Okay.
And when they do that, so it will be in Adams County, hopefully in their fairgrounds.
Okay.
And I just have to get approval for it.
Okay.
And so that's they asked, what can I bring to Adams? So I'm like, this is a great room.
Yes.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But it would feed 4,000 to 5,000 people. Beautiful dinner. Same thing. We cook barbacoa. We cook all these meats and stuff like that. So and just but make it a great celebration of food.
Well, I'll make sure to put that date in September, Adams County, the fairgrounds. Be on the lookout. Probably something on the social media
Oh, it'll be
pages and all that.
the
So,
communication. It'll be
okay.
if everything goes according to plan.
Yes.
It'll be held in partnership or conjunction with Festival Latino, which is Adams County's celebration kickoff of Hispanic Heritage Month. And so that's when it would be.
That's
So-
lovely. Well, I know you kind of walked us through with the recipe with the steak. Really, you can't go wrong cooking the steak. It's to everyone's preference. I know you said medium rare. Just put salt and pepper, season it, and then the mashed potatoes with the sour cream and cilantro. I'm gonna have to try that.
Okay.
That's a new one on me. So, if someone at home cooks this dish tonight, the steak and the mashed potatoes with cilantro and a sour cream, what do you hope they feel when they take that first bite? Like when they bite into the steak or mashed potatoes, what do you want them to
I would
grasp?
I would say almost every meal, like whether it be at home, because we all have our palates. We like, this is steak first or forward first, the beef first, or like maybe it's chicken, maybe it's pork, whatever I eat, and this is all like what they call comfort foods for us. What are we when we eat? What brings us home? And that's whenever somebody has a bite of food, no matter what it is, does it take them home? And that just think about it, even like, oh, I love grits, or I love this. You're a Southerner, or collard greens,
Fried
or
anything, yeah.
fried chicken. Yeah, and so when I think the most people are successful when they're cooking, when they're like, oh, I want mom's cooking, when they can duplicate that, and then they just kind of like, oh, this takes me home.
It does, and
And that's what I want people to feel, and it's not necessarily my dish, but when they bite or take a bite of food.
That's wonderful. I love that memento because I know there's some recipes that are items when I eat, it just take me back home in 5 seconds.
Right.
To this day, we have all these cousins that are trying to. If I had to give advice, I would say definitely write down if you have a favorite recipe with your grandmother, friend, or whoever. Write it down because once they're gone,
Right.
you lose the recipe. So I would say definitely write it down because we have a recipe. I don't know how she did this. My grandmother made a chocolate pudding with a meringue that was this thick. So.
Oh, really? See, that's exactly right. If you think some people like key lime pie
Yes.
or Boston, what do you call it? Fudge cake.
Yeah, Boston cream pie.
Boston
yeah.
cream pie, or just like when they say apple pie or cherry pie is that and ice cream. I mean, every one of them. Like when I eat apple pie or cherry pie and ice cream, it takes me back to a baseball game or a big picnic when I was growing up. Food always is really just primal to us, so it just kind of reminds us of everything. And that's what I'm trying to do here at HRA, just bring people back to their roots. Then also on a larger picture, just introduce people to Latin cuisine, Latin culture, and stuff like that. And it just, you see how good it tastes. Just, I'll use a perfect example. Like we as Americans, I'm an American, we always love our New Yorks, our tenderloins, our ribs, right? There's so much more than that to the cow. And all those underutilized cuts. If you do those right, you're going to love that, if not more so than a steak. Because of the barbacoa you're having. Yeah, exactly. We use, some shank, and we use some other things that are not as, they're underutilized. That's the right term from a beef perspective. Do those cuts, do slow cook. We're coming out with our show called Buen Provecho. Yes, and as a matter of fact, we cut the first one yesterday, and that's recipes.
Yes.
And I would say, use those cuts. Do those. That way, it costs less for the family, but it's still a great, great product, and it allows you to introduce yourself to new things.
Sounds wonderful. I know you have so much going on, and the Hispanic Restaurant Association has done something that has never been done before. Building a full ecosystem, the Hispanic chefs, restaurants, and food entrepreneurs across America, not just America, not just
exactly. And then we're just getting started. We've only been open here, about 3 months, but we have a really fantastic infrastructure now. In partnership with Adams County, they've okay, what can you do? And we met one of the commissioners at a government function here in Denver, and we just started talking. And I'm like, well, this is what I'd like to do. She's like, well, we have this facility. And then, it took a couple years to get there, but we're here. And now we have an online program called the HRA Academy. That's equivalent to anything out there. And it has testing and everything else. We have Chef Pablo, and you saw our kitchen.
Yes,
It's a full service, magnificent kitchen. We can do back of the house, do everything we need. As a matter of fact, that what I talked about, longer tables of Littleton, where we fed 4,000 people, all the prep was done here.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
I know it's a big place. That when you can see right here, we met you at that fundraiser.
Yeah.
We have a facility to do kind of fine dining experience, front of the house, cafeteria style. And then downstairs, we have this close to 400 person conference center.
Oh, wow.
Well, we can hold training classes and all those. So
Right.
it's all possible here with this. And so that we want to offer this opportunity everywhere. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, we have a partnership with Bahamas Baptist University and College. Well, we're bringing culinary program to them. Pablo is traveling to Colombia here in about a week. Him and his family own a large property. They have about 3,000 head of water buffalo, and we want to open a mozzarella plant. That's his. I mean, but the culinary, the international trade, the Nexo,
Yes.
what I talked about, that's all part of that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Import, export. So we're thinking big picture.
Yes,
We
global.
can be delusional with the best of them.
Well, this is wonderful. I mean, you're not just thinking in one lane. You've got all the lanes covered.
Because the food ecosystem is just so wide, but it's also complex, and you need special people or people with certain levels of expertise. Like, I'm not an import-export guy, but I have somebody in our network that is. I'm not a chef, but I'm a lot of those. But I am by background a trainer and an educator, and my goal is to give that skill set through online tools, through on the job training, and our partnerships, with the restaurants, and develop that complete educational and innovative ecosystem.
Wonderful.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes it's a full turnkey from training to hosting to providing food and mentorship and having all the different variables, even as a restaurant, and the whole global package, not just one lane, and providing community support on top of everything else.
Right, and
Yeah.
that's what they need. The Hispanic Latin community is known for one stereotype, and that's their work ethic. And that's what I want to capitalize on. I want to give them an education. I want economic empowerment, give them the tools to educate themselves. And I guess, for the esprit de corps, help them feel supported. They have to do all the work. We just can't physically do that. But we can give them tools that have never been offered before. And through our online system, we could scale up to 10,000 people almost overnight.
Instantly. Well, I know you have all these lanes, all these different entities. Is there one place that anybody from the podcast should go to see what's current, like WWHR?
Oh yeah, HRAnational.org.
Okay.
Yeah. And so just go there, and then that'll point you to the different directions. Whether some of our board members in their restaurants, to the Hispanic Culinary Institute here. HeritageFineCatering.com is another one. That's our official catering arm. So we can go out and help fund this, because we're 90 to 95% self-funded.
Okay, that's great.
And so I usually hesitate to ask for money, but everyone wants to donate. Go free. I mean, that's it. But
good.
our goal is to help others, and develop the mechanisms so they can be self-supporting. And that's why we do what we do. We're 95% self-supported. When all these grants went away with all these, it had no effect on us.
That's wonderful. So there you go. Well, I really do appreciate John having us Quincy Stories for the 7 episodes. So I can't wait, and we'll have more episodes with John and his staff, and we'll show you different parts of the kitchen, the places here in Adams County, and we cannot wait to show viewers all the different areas, and I cannot wait to cook the steak with the mashed potatoes with cilantro.
You have my number. Call me.
Yeah.
We can walk here. Or better yet, I give you a chef's number. It's really the team that makes us successful, not just me.
Yes,
So.
I totally agree. Thank you so much, and I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And stay tuned for more episodes on all of John's entities on the HRA, the Academy, the Culinary School, the HRA, and the facilities here in Adams County. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information about the Hispanic Restaurant Association, please go to hranational.org. We hope you enjoyed Corn Seed Stories. For more information on the episodes and recipes, please go to www.cornseedstories.com or our Facebook or Instagram pages. We appreciate it and have a great day.